All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week again, the New Release Wednesday show, and I'm your host, Patrick Michael Strange. This is the show where we break down all those books coming in and we give you our recommendations, the top 3 from 3. So let's get right to it for your books for the New Release Wednesday of April 15th, 2015. Here we go.
Hey gang, this is Mickie Holm, and this is my top 3. First off, we're going to start out with JLI Convergence. I'm a fan of the old school. Wahaha. Just One Punch, some great times. And now with this new series, we've got Fire and Ice, we've got Martian Manhunter, and Ted Kord is back, at least for a little bit. They're going to Kingdom Come, which is already, a serious universe, and another one of my favorites. Afterwards, we'll see where it goes. I'd love to see Ted hang around, but definitely my third pick. Pick number 2, I've been reading Valiant for a while. Like my friend Patrick, it is one of my favorite superhero universes. Unity is just top notch. Matt Kind is killing it. It's currently been doing a whole bunch of solo stories. Galad, last issue. This issue with Livewire is set to be amazing. If you're not familiar with the character, she's the de facto leader, and he's just great with characterization. Third, not to sound like a broken record, but Valiant, killing it. The third one I'm going with is Bloodshot Reborn. It is destined to be a hit. It's the creative team, the character, everything is all about strength. If you haven't read The Valiant, go back and read it. It's an amazing series. Paulo Rivera and Jeff Lemire set the stage, and it's a great entry point, which is leading right into Bloodshot. As I'm sure what's been brought up before and will be brought up again, Valiant with that movie deal, they're going for their shared universe, and Bloodshot is kicking it off, and I cannot be more excited. So that's my top 3 picks. Check them out if you get a chance. Have a great time. Thanks, gang.
Hey guys, my name's Morgan Brownen, and I'm relatively new to the show. I work at 4-Color Fantasy. Top picks of the week. First off, I'm going to start with, in case you missed it, Neverboy, written by Sean Simon. If you're familiar with Sean Simon's work, you know he did Danger Days, True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys about 2 years ago. Super awesome book. If you didn't read it, check it out. But again, Neverboy. This imaginary character, living in the real world, has to take drugs to stay in the real world. He's got a wife, he's got kids. Kids obviously go to school, do everything normal like a normal family would. You only realize he's an imaginary character when you get towards the end, when the imaginary police come to take him away. Super awesome book. Issue 2 dropped last week. Don't want to give too much away. Definitely check it out. Next up, we've got Superior Iron Man that does drop this upcoming week. Iron Man is dealing with the setbacks of Axis. If you miss Axis, basically the rundown of it is Red Skull gets a hold of Charles Xavier's brain and uses it to completely reverse everybody. Good guys become bad guys become good. Super awesome line, not so well done, but definitely worth the check out. Basically what's going on with Tony Stark is he's now a bad guy, acting essentially as if he was never kidnapped by the 10 Rings and had that moral kick-in. He's got this new app that makes people look however they want, costs almost $100 a day to use it. Awesome in concept, however, you realize people will do anything to get that beauty. We're seeing that as Daredevil's having to clean up the streets because Tony Stark is making them a mess. Super pretty people are beating up on people who can't afford it. It's essentially causing a rift right down the middle of everyone in San Francisco. Next up, my top pick of the week is Loki, Agent of Asgard. Again, dealing with the Axis stuff, good guys become bad guys become good. However, the thing with Loki is Loki was already sort of a good guy from dealing with what happened with the end of Fear Itself line, written a while back. Loki's kind of in that turning point where he's roughly 27 years old, relatively young, wants to focus on his looks, wants to, he's relatively attractive, he knows he's attractive, that kind of thing. Definitely interesting, definitely fun. He's an agent of Asgard. The All-Mothers have talked to him and they said, look, we know what you've done, we know what you've done. We'll completely forgive everything that you've done if you work for us. You do our bidding, you do whatever we say, and you don't question it. Loki wants to get himself back on the right track, wants to be a good guy, but is battling with that moral, you know, I'm a good guy, but I don't really know how to be a good guy. He makes a new friend named Verdi, who you can't lie to her. That's her superpower. We don't really know anything else about her other than the fact that she cannot be lied to, which is why it's an interesting combination between Loki, the liar, and Verdi, the person who you can't lie to. He has several conversations with her talking about how he doesn't know how to have a friend because he's never had one. So you've got that inner turmoil, that battle of who's doing what and how to really take care of it, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Again, that's my top pick. Y'all have a great day.
All right, guys, this is Patrick with my picks for the new release Wednesday of April 15th, 2015. My first book out the gate is Image Comics' Chrononauts by Mark Millar and Sean Murphy on the art chores. I'm a big fan of all the Millar World style books, and this is actually Chrononauts issue number 2. The first issue is about the first time travelers, I forgot the characters' names, but they go back into time, but they play around with history, and it's not a good thing. You shouldn't mess with the past and all that. It's a hilarious book. You know, Mark Millar from Kick-Ass and Kingsman and Jupiter's Rising and all that. And they're having a ball on Chrononauts. And as you know, with most of these Millar World titles, they get turned into a film sooner or later. So Chrononauts, I can't wait to see on the big screen, and you'll want to check this out. It's Millar doing time travel, so it's a lot of fun. Chrononauts number 2. For my next pick is from Dark Horse Comics. It's Archie versus Predator. I was a huge fan with the Afterlife with Archie that they did. I think there was like 2 trades on that, or maybe there was just 1. But the whole Afterlife with Archie stuff kind of just took what we know about these clean, fresh Riverdale characters, but they threw zombies in it, and it was just awesome. It was amazing. And now them bringing the Predator into the whole Riverdale mythos with the Archie stuff, it's a ball. The character is basically, the concept of the story is they go on spring break down to Costa Rica, and the spaceship lands, and who's in that spaceship doing the hunting? It's our man, the Predator. So just imagine kind of that cute, kitschy style that is Archie with the Predator in there. So it's some fun stuff. You'll want to check that out. Archie versus Predator number 1 dropping this week. My top pick is one of my favorite characters. My top superhero line that I read right now is Valiant Entertainment. It's Bloodshot Reborn number 1. If you were a fan of Bloodshot, you're gonna love how they're kind of evolving and taking this character now, especially after the events of the Valiant miniseries, where Bloodshot, as well as Galad, the Eternal Warrior, Geomancer K was involved. There was something major that happened at the end of issue 4 of the Valiant that I don't want to give away too much, but we're kind of following right after the Valiant with Bloodshot Reborn number 1, and where we're taking the Bloodshot character from this point on within the Valiant universe. I also want to note that with Valiant making the recent announcement about this big film deal that they got, Bloodshot is going to be the first book out the gate that they're going to turn into a movie. So you're going to want to check this out. Bloodshot's going to get a lot of push. For those unfamiliar with Bloodshot, basically take Wolverine and Punisher and Captain America and kind of mix all that into one. It's this character who, you can't really say a specific guy, but because there's been several iterations, but there's this kind of military organization by the name of Project Rising Spirit. They created this nanite technology, these little micro robots that they pumped into these soldiers to create essentially their super soldier. Through many tests, but these sentient nanobots within it kind of retain the intelligence and some of the history that these people have gone through. So all these different nanobots, when they go into these different people, all that memory goes with them. And now there's this super soldier that we're at now with the current iteration of Bloodshot, and it's pretty damn cool. And now, you know, I don't want to go into now without giving away too much. Really cool concept, but that whole regeneration aspect that you have from Wolverine, Punisher with guns, getting vengeance. It's just awesome stuff. Bloodshot Reborn number 1 from Valiant Entertainment. My top pick, Chrononauts number 1 from Image, as well as Archie versus Predator number 1. Cool stuff coming out this week. Check it out. All right, there you go. What did you think about the announcement with the whole Valiant Entertainment? Now that whole movie deal, Dinesh is knocking it out the ballpark.
Oh, he is, absolutely. It's all fan service for him, which is great. Yeah. I mean, I've talked to him at cons, and he's the nicest guy in the world.
He is an awesome dude.
It's fans making books, is what it comes down to.
Yes.
And seeing them get the expanded universe, if there's any group that's fresh enough that they can, still have a nice entry point. I mean, Marvel if you're trying to find an entry point for that compared to the movies, you're going back years.
Yes.
Valiant's only been around for like 2-3 years now.
Yes. So bringing it back, we were talking Valiant. We're doing our outro, guys. Bloodshot Reborn got 2 picks out of the 3 as a top pick. I'm sorry, girl. So I think that deserves the overall pick for this week. But Neverboy, I checked that out. Pretty cool. I like that kind of concept. It's very surreal.
Yeah.
Taking drugs, and I was like, that
I've
ending
never
was
read
kind
any
of
Valiant, and
wild out.
based on what y'all have talked about, it's definitely something I think I'm gonna pick up. I feel like I just blacklisted myself by saying I've never read any Valiant.
I'm gonna get you stacks of some Valiant stuff. I got the
require
hookup from my people.
Put it
Hunter,
next to all of my
Hunter
other
takes care of
stacks
me,
of
and
things.
Dinesh, the whole team over there at Valiant. I love you guys. We're gonna get you schooled because they're gonna be knocking out the ballpark. They're gonna
see what kicked me in with my peak with Valiant was Clayton Crane's work.
Yes.
Oh,
on
yes.
Bly. Check him out.
I'm
Favorite.
a huge Clayton Crane fan from when he did Carnage.
Yes.
Several years ago, he
Yes.
did Carnage Family Feud and Carnage USA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I got introduced to Clayton Crane because it was Clayton Crane and Zeb Wells as the creative team, which was phenomenal.
Then you should-
Absolutely loved his art.
You should check out Rye.
I
He is the interior artist and does
have
an
it in my
amazing
box.
job.
I just have to buy it. I have to do the thing where I pay for it.
There you go. Valiant, we are giving you a lot of love this week. We're going to get her schooled up. This has been an awesome episode. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you. I got to give the lady a shout out first, man. My man, Mickie, we go back. My man, he's got to get his exo armor together.
Yeah, I would love
I've got to
to,
get my
man.
Shadow Man together because we're going to get this whole cosplay thing. You need to be Punk Mambo or something. We got to get her.
I'm actually with the hair. I'm gonna do Domino.
Domino.
I'm
Well,
gonna
she's
kick
not
it
a
with Domino.
she's not a Valiant
She's-
character. We're trying to get you
I
Valiant school. She actually kind of reminds me of my girl on Harbinger.
Okay, Chris.
Yes, yes.
Point me in the right
Yeah, we're
direction.
gonna point
and
her in the
I
right
will roll
direction.
with it.
A few piercings and you're there. Honestly, with the glasses and everything.
We're gonna set her
Already
off.
got it.
You're gonna see Morgan as we're probably gonna do a whole cosplay episode. We're gonna have to do that.
Oh, damn.
We're gonna have to represent like that. This has been a great episode. Thank you, Morgan and Mickie. Check us out on YouTube, y'all. Which you're checking us out. We're probably checking us out on, or you're watching off of our Facebook page. We've got a lot of people auto feeding us, but it's youtube.com/New Release Wednesday. Please subscribe, keep us going, and like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/New Release Wednesday. Shout out to the amazing comic shop, our sponsor, hosting us this week, and Painted Visions, our other sponsor. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And yeah, if you're in this area, come check them out. Get a subscription pool box. Let them know the New Release Wednesday guys sent you, so that way they'll keep sponsoring us, and we'll keep on doing shows, and we'll be rocking and rolling and having fun, reading comics and just doing our thing. Thank you for checking us out this week, y'all. We're out of here.